Today's a big day, folks. Not only for the Eagles with the Super Bowl, of course. You guys may or may not know I'm an Eagles fan. Don't hate on me in the comments, guys. But we also have a lot to break down about the stock market. We have a big earnings week coming up this week. A bunch of companies are reporting, so let's not waste any time. Let's dive right into the video. If you guys find value, hit that like button, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to get your free stocks from Moomoo and from Webull. Link down below. Get your free money, guys. And now, let's dive into the video because, again, we have a lot to talk about in a short period of time here. I don't want to be too long today, guys. Let's get into it. So Palantir is on Monday. Palantir, you guys know that company, right? The YouTube stock. Everybody that pretty much invested in it got in it because of YouTubers. Let's be honest here, guys, in full disclosure. I'm not in Palantir. I've never been in Palantir, and this stock has been destroyed. It was a $5 stock a couple weeks ago. Now it's at $7. It actually got all the way up to almost $10 a couple days ago, and clearly it's collapsed from that point. On Friday alone, it went down 5.5%. So Palantir is reporting earnings on Monday. They're looking to do 3 cents in EPS on revenue of $500 million, a little bit over $500 million, which would be up 16%. And keep in mind, guys, all these numbers that we're going to talk about, these are all estimates. We don't know exactly what the numbers are going to be, of course, until the numbers actually come out. So if Palantir does 500 mil in revenue, that's going to be up about 16% year over year. Not too bad. And you guys can see, again, we have sold off a great deal heading into this earnings report. Just a couple days ago, the stock was at $920. Now it's at $750. It is down. We're talking 18%, almost in a bear market in the matter of 10 days. 10 calendar days. That is a pretty big drop. And at this point, even though it's down, we're actually still maintaining an uptrend. As you guys can see on the 4-hour chart, we're technically at a higher low at this point. So this could be setting up for a potential bounce if the earnings are better than expected. Now, of course, if they're awful, guidance is bad, this could fall right through the floor, the trend could break, and at that point, Palantir, for me at least, would be out the window. But if guidance is all right, EPS revenue is all right, this might be setting up for a short-term rally. That's at least what I think. Of course, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. And let me say this right now. These stocks we're talking about, these are all for trades, not for long-term investments. These are all for trades. So keep that in mind. So that's Palantir. And mind you, we have a lot of companies reporting this week. We have, and in this video, we're only going to talk about 10, but we have a lot more. I mean, we have Airbnb, Coca-Cola, Marriott, Devon Energy, Upstart. We have Shopify, Roku, Roblox, Cisco, Barrick Gold, Krispy Kreme, which we might get into Krispy Kreme in this video. I freaking love their donuts, guys. I don't know about the business so much, but their donuts, fantastic. We have Shake Shack, Datadog, Crocs, DraftKings, which I may or may not be partaking in some gambling today, guys, on DraftKings. Please, at your own risk, of course. Do it at your own risk. Applied Materials, Paramount, Hasbro, and John Deere. Those are the main ones that we have this week. And, of course, we're not going to break all of them down in this video, but I just wanted to lay them out so you all know we have a big week coming up. And Airbnb is on Tuesday. They're looking to do 25 cents EPS on revenue of $1.86 billion, up over 20% year over year. Not too bad. So expect a pretty good revenue number there. Good growth year over year on Airbnb. And this thing got destroyed on Friday, kind of like Palantir. This went down 5% on Friday. It closed at 108.60 roughly, and actually 108.87 to be exact. And it's down from the 120 level just a couple days ago. In other words, it is down about 10% roughly. It's in correction territory, right, in the past couple of days. And we can see here, just like Palantir, even though these companies are not related at all, the charts kind of look similar. Palantir is right above that 180 SMA on the 4-hour. Airbnb is also right around that point. So if this comes down maybe a little bit more, maybe, we consolidate around 100, 105, earnings aren't that bad, this could end up setting up for a pop, especially if guidance is pretty strong. We have to wait and see what guidance is looking like. So I'm going to be watching Airbnb in the 100 to 105 level this week. That's a very important one. We also have Coca-Cola, Warren Buffett's arguably favorite stock out there. This one is not looking too pretty on the chart. Heading into earnings on Tuesday, we can see here we have a head and shoulders clear as day on Coca-Cola. You guys see that, right? Left shoulder head. We got the right shoulder, and this thing is holding on by a thread at about, where is it, 58 to 60 bucks. I mean, if I zoom in a little bit, you guys will see on the 5-day and on the 10-day probably as well that we've been holding flat at 59, roughly 58 over the past, more like 59.60 over the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. We've been holding pretty flat there. And on top of that, what do you guys see there? A descending triangle. So not only do we have a head and shoulders, we also have a descending triangle in the right shoulder, which is setting up for, at least the way I'm looking at it, a huge dump. I mean, the right shoulder is setting up for disaster, in my opinion, right? This could end up dumping, no doubt about it, if these earnings are not good. And now that I'm looking at it, we also held $59, $60 about a month ago in the middle of January. So this is not looking too pretty for Coca-Cola. They're looking to do 45 cents EPS on revenue of 10%, or $10 billion rather, which would be up 5.8% year over year. Not too bad. But again, this is one that I've mentioned before on the channel, and we talked about it in the Ray Dalio video yesterday. Make sure you guys go check it out. I don't think these are great values right now. Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Procter & Gamble, I think they're all overvalued as long-term investments. But again, in this video, we're just mainly focusing on trades. So keep that in mind on Coca-Cola. Let's see what else. On Wednesday, we have good old Shopify, ticker symbol SHOP. This one's on, again, Wednesday. They're after the bell usually. After the market on the 15th. And this is one that's come down as well, from $54 down to $48. You guys are noticing a trend, right? A lot of these stocks have pulled back in the past couple of days. This thing's down 11%, and it looks like it's starting to pull back to, that mid-40 level, 43 to $45. That was the high from, August, also from back in the middle of, actually, that's the end of November, early December, right around 43, $45, and that's also a little bit above the 180 SMA. So I wouldn't be surprised if Shopify were to come down a little bit more. It might have a little more work to do on the downside, but if it were to come here to that 43 to 45 range into earnings, we'll see how the numbers look, come out. This could be one that could be a play. It's on my radar for sure. That's Shopify and Roku as well. Although I don't like Roku from a fundamental perspective, right? As a long-term trade, or not a trade, investment. I've talked about this before. I hate Roku. I hate, hate's a strong word, but I dislike Roku. I don't like, what are the other ones? Peloton, there's a bunch. Fubo arguably is kind of like, you know what I mean? But these are very, these are companies that I don't like. I think Roku, especially Roku, there's no moat around it. And the stock price kind of shows you that. This thing was $500, guys. Come on, $500 for essentially, it's a glorified, not a glorified Netflix, but you know what I mean. All you do is put in a USB drive in your TV or whatever, and it gives you a bunch of channels, and you could pick a plan, right? A program, and you could pay monthly. What's so special about that? You can literally get Amazon Fire Stick, which is, I'm sure, cheaper, and do the same thing. I mean, there's so much competition. There's no moat, and the stock price clearly is showing that. The thing's down 90%. That doesn't happen to a company that is strong or has a good competitive advantage, good moat. I mean, is Apple down 90%? No. Is Amazon down 90%? No. Google? No. I mean, sure, they're down maybe 30%, but 90%? Come on. That's not the case. So Roku is on Wednesday. EPS is looking to come in at negative $1.73, so no surprise there. They're going to lose a ton of money, and revenue is going to be declining. They're looking to do $804 million in revenue. That's down 7% year over year. And this thing, guys, if they give bad guidance, which last time, you look at the last two reports, this thing fell like a brick. Look, 2 reports ago, it was at $88. Dumped all the way down to 60 in the span of a day. That's a 30% drop. Last report, the stock was at roughly 57. Earnings came out and went to 42. That was a 25% drop. So, yeah, needless to say, this is known for collapsing heavily around earnings, and I feel like this is not going to be different. And, of course, I'm not gambling on it. I'm not buying puts or shorting it, but I would not be surprised if it were to collapse again, honestly. Earnings are probably not going to be that great. Again, revenue is going to decline. Maybe that's priced in already. I don't know. We'll see, but I'm not going to be getting into it because, again, Roku, I don't like that company at all. Even as a trade, I wouldn't really mess with it, honestly. But we're just covering it because, of course, earnings are this week. And we also have Roblox this week, which I think is a little bit more of course, I haven't done too much of a deep dive on Roblox. But from my understanding, right, and I talked to my little cousins, a lot of people love Roblox, and they use it, and they're growing. This company's looking to grow revenue about 14-15% year over year. Revenue's looking to be about $880 million, and of course, they're going to be losing money, 52 cents, 52-cent loss estimate. I'm not surprised there because, again, they're a growing company. They're not looking to be profitable, right? They're going to be reinvesting, trying to gain more market share and, build up their, their user base. But at this point, the stock's down a bunch. We can see here it's down 40%, so clearly it's not doing that well, and it's in this downwards channel, which we failed to break out of last week at $40, which is not good for the bulls, and now we're starting to tank back down. It looks like, to that moving average, and if this were to break right around $33, I'll put my alert there. Mark is that we're below $33. If we were to break under that point, this could be setting up for a major dump to the bottom of the channel, which last time they reported, it looks like the stock got destroyed, and the time before that, it looks like it got destroyed initially. Then we had a crazy V-shaped recovery, so we'll see how it goes. This is not looking the best heading into earnings, but we shall see how it ends up playing out. Then we also have Shake Shack on Thursday, which is after the bell, I believe, and Shake Shack's chart looks pretty decent, right? This thing hit $62, got overbought, now we're pulling back mid-50s, might have some more work on the downside, maybe to 51, 52, right by the 180 SMA, and we'll see where it goes from there. But Shake Shack is one that is looking to do well. They're going to lose a little money, 11 cents on the EPS estimate in the red, negative 11 cents, but revenue looking to be at $238 million, which would be up 17% year over year. And again, Shake Shack's one of those businesses that I think is pretty strong. They do well. Their burgers are awesome. There's a lot of, competition between, there's a lot of healthy competition between them, Five Guys, In-N-Out. I mean, there's other ones probably, but those are the main couple. And I think they do well. But overall, it's a little bit, I think it's a falling knife. I feel like there could be some more work on the downside. And if it does come down here to the lower 50s, I'd consider it. But right now, I'm not going to FOMO into it. I'm not going to get too excited. Going to wait and see how it ends up playing out. We also have Datadog on Thursday. Let's pull that up. Datadog looking to do 19 cents EPS on revenue of $449 million, up 37%. So Datadog's going to be growing a ton year over year, and this thing has been trying to reverse. You guys see that. We have a golden cross, which we haven't had a golden cross in months, since August, on Datadog. So we're getting that golden cross. We're above the moving averages, but we are looking a little bit toppy here at about $85, $88. And you'll see it if I zoom in on the 20-day, you'll see it even more. We do have higher lows being made, but at the same time, lower highs. So in other words, we're in a wedge here on Datadog. So I'm going to set my alerts. I'll put one at, let's do 83. Mark is at or above $83. We'll see where it goes. Actually, maybe let's amp that up a little bit. Let me up that alert to 85. Mark is at or above $85. We can see that. If it takes that out, we break the wedge, 88, 90, maybe even higher could be the target there on Datadog. But of course, if it breaks under 79, we start falling under $80, that could be obviously a reversal for the Bears at that point. The Bears could gain momentum at that point. And look at Crocs, guys. Crocs is looking to grow their revenues by 60%. They're looking to do revenue of $939 million, which again, that's up 60% if that comes in around that point. And EPS for Crocs is looking to be $2.26. Not too bad. And look at this chart. This probably looks like the best chart that we've talked about today. Clearly in an uptrend. We've pulled back a good amount from 131 to 115, down about 12%-ish in correction territory over the past couple of weeks. That's good. Now let's see if the bulls come in and continue the trend, right? We're right by this main moving average, right by a serious support here for the bulls, right at the trend line. Let's see if we can catch a move on this, maybe even before earnings. Who knows? This could be one that gets excited before earnings. Maybe it runs a little bit. We'll see if we can catch that move. And the last one is John Deere, Deere & Company, in other words, ticker symbol DE. This is one that has been a little choppy the past couple weeks, past couple months. But at the same time, look, we're holding an uptrend. We're still making higher lows in the midst of all this choppiness. You guys see this right here, boom, boom, and then boom, you guys see that. But at the same time, we're making lower highs. So we're in this wedge kind of on Deere & Company here. You guys see that. And I'm going to set my alert roughly at 430. For me to even consider taking this trade, I would need to see this start to move past the highs from, is that last week or about 10? Yeah, the week before last week, which are right around 430. If we could take those highs out, start to break out of this 180 moving average and the top of the wedge, that's where we could start to get a big move on John Deere. So we have a lot of companies, guys, this week. A lot of companies. Let me do this. Let me run down again. Let me do the rundown. Palantir, Airbnb, Coca-Cola. We have Marriott, Devon Energy, Upstart, which we didn't talk about those three, but those are all on Tuesday, right? Wednesday, we have Shop, Roku, Roblox, Cisco, Barrick Gold, KHC, which is Kraft Heinz. We have Donut, which is Krispy Kreme. We didn't get to that one today, but maybe I'll make another video. Thursday, we have Shake Shack, Datadog, Crocs, DraftKings, AMAT, which supplied materials, Paramount, we have Hasbro, and then on Friday, we have good old John Deere, Deere & Company. So we're going to wrap the video up here, guys. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. Feel free to subscribe. And if you haven't gotten your free stocks yet from Moomoo and from Webull, get up to 15 stocks from Moomoo, each up to $2,000 using that link down below, or simply go to stocksurfest.com/Moomoo. That is STASSERFES.com/Moomoo. Get your free money, and it also helps out the channel, guys. I appreciate you all. As always, feel free to also get up to 12 stocks from Webull with any amount deposited, link down below. And if you guys want to be a part of the community, you want to see the Patreon portfolio that I'm building, check out the Patreon. You also get the charts down there, Discord access, more access to me throughout the day. All of those are down below, and they're all affiliate links, guys. They help out the channel. Full disclosure, I appreciate you all. As always, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.